Welcome in here today. So I was very specifically told this is just to be a channeled message, so it'll just take me a couple seconds here to get tuned in and see what the message is that's supposed to come out. Whatever you're doing right now, become aware of the vibration in which you're sitting. This could be a high vibration or a low vibration. And when you become aware of it, I want you to become aware of how often you are in this same vibration. Now, if you don't understand and you aren't sure what vibration that you're in, then ask yourself this question. Right now, in this very moment, close your eyes, ask yourself, what % of my life feels like heaven? What number pops into your mind? Now, we're not going to focus necessarily on the heavenly number, but on the % that is not. So if you happen to say, my life is 97% heaven, then this means that you have 3%, which is not, which is 3% of the opposite of heaven, which is hell. As you become aware of this number, I want you to ask yourself very specific questions about it. You might want to write this down. Get a pen, get a piece of paper. Ask yourself, because your subconscious mind knows all and everything about you, what emotions are attached to this frequency of hell? You might want to pause me and write down all of the emotions that come to mind. I will give you some examples. It could be anger, it could be resentment, it could be rejection, it could be sadness, it could be hurt, it could be pain, it could be sorrow, it could be grief, it could be jealousy, it could be strife, it could be vindictiveness. These are my examples. Write them down. As you have written them down, what you have done is you have now temporarily drawn your focus and your attention to these areas. This is a good thing, because as you become aware of these areas, you can then do something to change them. So pick one. Which one seems the biggest? Which one stands out the most? And let's become aware of it and work with that. Keeping your pen, keeping your paper, I want you to write down, if it was anger, all the things that you are actually angry about. And as you begin to write these down, you're going to notice that there will be patterns that come out and that are presented to you. As you become aware of these patterns from what it is that you have written down, you have now made yourself aware of something, and through this awareness, you can then work to change it. Let's say, using that same example, that it happened to be anger. As you've written down and you've realized all the things that you're angry about, I want you to examine each of those things. What is it that you are angry about? And what is the belief that is now present because of this anger? For example, I'm angry because this person hurt me in this way. Okay. Now, what belief is present when this person hurt you? How does this now make you feel about yourself? Because this is the real hurt. This is the real pain. So you would say, I'm angry at this person. They did this to me, and now I feel how about myself? Or now I think this about myself. Or now I believe this about myself. As we dig down deep and discover the reason for the anger, which is always an underlying feeling of hurt or pain, we can then get to the truth. Why is this awareness so necessary? Because working with the truth is the only way to solve a problem. When we are working with the lie, it is interwoven into the fabric of our universe, and we wonder why we can't solve our problem of anger. And it's because we're not looking at the deeper rooted actual issue for the anger, which is always because there is a lack of love that is there in a situation where you intuitively know only love should exist. Therefore, this causes internal hurt and pain. It can even lead to resentment, rejection, and other things, but the basis of it is always feeling a lack of love. You've hurt me in this way, and now I don't feel as lovable, or whatever it happens to be. When we do not heal these things, we carry them within our body, within our energetic system. By carrying these in our body, in our energetic system, and ignoring the emotions that were coming up for an extended period of time, typically what we do when we're trying to ignore some type of emotion is we will drink alcohol and pour it on it. We will smoke cigarettes. We will eat excessive food to deal with the emotions that we do not want to look at, or engage in some harmful habit. Typically, this is how we deal with things. If this has been you, or these behaviors or habits have been present in your life, you can do the same type of exercise. You can talk to that habit, you can ask it why it's there, and you can ask the deeper reasons behind it. When you discover these deeper reasons, all it takes is the awareness of them to then begin to work and clear them out of your house, which is your mind, so that they are no longer present within your world. Why do you want to do this? Because the vibrations that you are carrying, the frequency, everything is sound and vibration. Have you seen those exercises where they have sand on a plate and they put certain vibrational frequencies into that plate with that sand on it, and it changes the actual structure and shapes? This is what I am speaking about when I say that when you change the vibration that you're carrying within you, visibly your world begins to change. The actual matter that you visibly see from day to day begins to change in structure. The world actually becomes more bright, vibrant, and beautiful. And many changes take place because you are now in a frequency where you are vibrating different shaped, different vibrational things into your life. And the closer that they are in alignment with the divine love, the more beautiful they truly are. So as you heal the underlying anger or sadness or whatever hell it is that truly has been self-created in your life, you will find that as you heal this and replace it with the truth, which is that divine love exists within everything, and that all of the perceivably negative things that have happened in your life were in fact a divine gift. They were a gift that helped you to become stronger and more powerful and heal. They were also a gift that allowed you to see the laws of the universe, and that you truly do reap as you sow. That what you put out through thought, word, and action is at some point in the future returned back to you. This is always a gift. When we become aware of how the universe works, then we can put out the good and know with certainty and excitement that good will be returned back to us. All the good that we do will be returned back to us. This includes the good that you do for yourself, the internal work. All of the negativity, all of the hell that you have within your mind, you also hold it within your energetic system, which underlies your physical body. This is why it's so very important for a healthy body and mind to be in alignment with divine love. Because if it is in the frequency of hell, which are those things I listed earlier, you will attract more hell through the frequency and the vibration that you are emitting into your life. You don't want to attract more hell into your life. I know this for certainty. So, in order to get rid of the hell, you must heal it, but you first must understand why it's there in the first place, What the real root issue is, the deeper problem, the deeper rooted issue, the beliefs that are all around it. And when you can recognize repeated patterns that you have had with emotional turmoil or with actual situations in your life, whether this be relationship, career, friends, family, or otherwise, you can then work to end that vibrational frequency of hell within your life and replace it with divine love. How can you do this? Daily, meditate on the divine love. Literally, sit there and sit in the knowledge of that love. How can you do this? This is a wonderful gift that you give to yourself. How can this be done? I would like for you to sit there, and as you sit there, think about all of the things that you do like in this world. Whether they be beautiful nature scenes, whether it be animals, whether it be something else. Sit in those things that you like for as long as possible. This is how I would do it. I would sit there and I would think about the beautiful green grass in my absolute favorite season. Then I would imagine what comes onto that grass. Well, perhaps there's horses or little ponies, or maybe there's little bunnies, maybe there's sheep, maybe there's other animals. But you will notice that as you think about that thing that you like, you can then bring in other things that you also like. And the longer that you sit on this positive rampage, this positive, wonderful heavenly thoughts, the longer it is that you are putting that heavenly frequency out there into the universe, which alerts it and lets it know, hey, I've planted these seeds, and you will reap what you have sown. So the longer you can do this, the better it is for you. Now, the more often that you do this, you will find that it becomes easier and easier to think of more things or even the same things, but as soon as you begin by closing your eyes, your energy will immediately uplift. So as you practice doing this regularly, very soon you will be able to just go throughout your day, think of these things randomly throughout the day, and they will uplift, bring excitement and joyful energy into your energy system. Now, if there is something that you have been harboring against someone else, I want you to know that person will be harmed by your resentments. This is not good, because you reap as you sow. So any harm that you have done to this person's psyche telepathically, that harm will be returned back to you. And I also want you to know that while you are sitting in that moment, sending out hateful or negative or hurtful thoughts towards other people, you in that moment are damaging your energetic system. You are causing yourself that harm. You are allowing that other person to control what you're thinking about and how you're feeling in that moment. You need to take your control and your power back and create heaven with it instead. If someone has tried to cast their hell on you, their own hurt and their own pain, do not accept it. Excuse your energy from their energy and get back into divine alignment, or get into it for the first time if you haven't been in it before. Divine alignment means you are in the energy of love. Meaning, something that would normally bother you about somebody else and their behavior, you then now see as a blessing for that person. Why would you see something negative in someone else as a blessing? Well, because you know that through your own suffering came growth. And you can see that anyone that is suffering through something now has the opportunity for growth. So being thankful for truly everything. I am reminded of a story, and I'm going to speak about it right now. I read this book, and I would love to tell you what it's called, but I don't have a clue. I don't remember. So if someone has read this book before, comment down below. Now, this was a story about the Jews, and they were living in a concentration camp. Now, they were suffering all kinds of ways, but there was this one cabin where they were staying, or this, whatever you would have called it, and they were all sleeping on straw. Now this straw was filled with lice. And so every night they would sit there and they were itching and they had it on them and they just couldn't handle this lice. It was very disruptive. However, this group of women that were all living together had a prayer circle, and they would sit there and they would pray. And one night, one of the women said her prayer, and she finished with, "And thank you for the lice." Now, some of these women were absolutely outraged. How could you be thankful for those lice? Don't you see all these problems that it's given to us? And they were really upset by it. And she said, well, the Bible says to be thankful for everything. And I have to 100% agree with this woman. They said, but not the lice. Well, it said everything. Now, the war ends. And they come to find out from one of the soldiers who had been guarding them, a woman who must have been not quite as cruel. They said, why did you never come into our cabin? Because these women happened to have these vitamins that they kept passing around every single night, and for whatever reason, these vitamins should have been long gone, but they were not. Every time somebody would dump that bottle over, a vitamin came out. And so they said, how come you never came in and searched our cabin? Because they would have found the Bible that they had, and they would have found the vitamins that they had. And the woman said, well, we weren't going in your cabin. It was the only one with lice. So this is why we must be thankful for absolutely every single thing, even the perceivable darkness, because that suffering is what leads to the light. It forces our hand. When we have to heal hurt, or we have to heal pain of some sort, or we have to heal some type of hellish belief that we have, it forces our hand to either heal it or die. And because we know we have to heal it, and we intuitively know that the only reason that we are here is to grow spiritually, to evolve spiritually, and to get into alignment with that pure divine love. Because we know this, and we know that suffering can lead to that, sending out a joyful thankfulness for all the suffering that has occurred in the world. It seems counterintuitive, but it says be thankful for everything, and I 100% agree. I'm thankful, so very thankful for all the hell that I went through in my life. In fact, I'm more thankful for that than I am thankful for any of the rest of it. Because it led to so much goodness. Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, I'm so glad that you're here. Please subscribe to the channel, like it, sign up, comment. I love you guys. I'm so thankful that you're here. I have no idea what I just said because it just opened my eyes back open again, but I hope that it was very helpful to you, and I trust that it was. And I love you all so very much, and I'm so thankful that you tune in here every day, my darlings, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll see you then. You have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Love you.